Thrashers! What's up? Today's video is going to be the definitive, one and only, true Annihilator human insecticide rhythm guitar lesson. And I see a lot of people out there doing covers of the song, and they're kind of half-assing it. They're not really like putting in the full effort and doing it right. So this video is it's kind of a call out. I'm calling you out. I'm calling all you thrashers out there who can't play it right. But I'm here to help, so don't worry. And this is a result of the first ever vote on that one poll that I put out. And the second runner-up right now, at least from when I last checked, is Persona non grata by Exodus. And that's a bastard of a song. I haven't even learned it yet. But I think I'm going to do that one if that one continues to have the most votes by the end of today. And I'll check probably at the end of the day because I got some stuff going on in the evening. So this is it's the one video you get for today. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the main riff is probably the most difficult thing that I see a lot of people getting incorrect. I see a lot of people just kind of making this 5-3 open pull-off-y idea like a tick, and they just do it when they feel like they should do it. So like, or something like that, and it's not very like clean or precise. So I'm going to give you the exact pattern. And some people miss out on this. For every single time that you hear this, that's how it goes at, like, you know, a really slower speed. You need to get those, that type of pattern. You need to get that down. You need to really get that solid, and that's going to be your repetition for every single bar. That's how the riff goes. It's this idea. And that ending bit. 2 hits. And there's 2 hits right there, digga, to get you into the variation. Right there at the end, digga. 2 opens. Right? And then for the second part, you stop it early and you do 2 hits on there. I'm going to do it like ultra slow, and you need to follow this along. This is the main riff. That's it. And getting it at that speed is so difficult for a lot of people, and it was for me when I first learned it. I had to slow down the video. I use a plug-in on YouTube to slow down the speed of songs and hear it, and I had to get it laser accurate, and that's what I know for a fact it is, but it's very hard for a lot of people to do that, so good luck to you trying to do that one. And it goes like that for a while, and the backing guitar just accents every 5th fret power chord that they do, well, 6th fret power chord that they do. So like if one guitar is going, the other guitar only comes in on for the first little bit, and then they both do it. Really hard song to get synchronized between people, by the way. So make sure you're practicing with the metronome or whatever, and you and your bandmates practice with the drummer who doesn't fluctuate tempos or whatever. So there's that. And then there's the riff that comes after doing that enough, where it's this ascending. Right, that one. So you're tremolo picking for the first 2 times they do that with the A and the D string, and you're doing these notes here I'm going to show you. 7, 9, 10, 12, and then 16. And you have to switch at just the right time. And then after enough goes of that, you start making them their proper, you giving them their proper thirds. So this would be a minor third, and then to a minor third, major third, minor third, major third. So the first couple times you do it just with one note. And then after doing one more of those, you do it like this with these thirds here properly on all 3 of these strings. Nah, that's hard. Or it could be one guitar is doing the low and the other one is doing these high. Whatever it is, figure out some way to either pick across all 3 or have one guitarist doing the low A and D and the other doing the D and B. Oh, D and G. Brain fart. So that's how that part goes. And then a quick little aside, live, the second to last time they cut it off and they do these power chord chugs, which are really cool on the 1st fret, the low E. So they do like... They do that when they do that live, and I think that's really cool. And I think it's important for everybody when you're learning these songs is to watch bands play them live to see what little tricks and things they do in there. There's another little trick that Jeff Waters does on this other riff for the verse, which I'll show you, which is actually probably the next riff that's coming up after the, what is it? Goes... Okay, no, it goes into this leading in riff, which they do a lot. So it's... that one. So you're going 3, 1, open. And then 3, open on the A. And then a bunch of tremolo. And then you go way up here. 5, 8, 7. And then go back to here. And this is a crucial part a lot of people miss. Some people think you just chill out chugging on this until you go back to it again. That bit, right? You don't. And some people get sort of correct and they do one of these, which is kind of right, where it's just one of these, like, pick a high note, probably like 15 or 12, something like that, and go down into it. It's wrong. You tremolo pick this descending like that when you lead back into it. And then later on in the song, at a particular point, I can't be bothered to remember where, when they redo this after the verses or whatever again, because it happens in the song, the same riff, at one point during, I think, the second repetition, so if you first do it, one of these, and then when you get to this, you're going to do 2 harmonic on the 5th fret on the A and the D. And you probably do that with your pinky, or you can just move your hand. So after this, you have to do those at one particular spot. I don't know where. Jeff Waters loves to do that, where he just has like one little mini idea that happens only one time in a riff that happens a bunch of times. So, I don't know. Go scavenger hunting, see if you can pick that out with your ear and figure out where you're supposed to do it. I know it's in there, I just can't be bothered to remember where. All right, now we're on to the verse riff, which is the same concept, sort of, as the main one, but now we're doing it on A. And you're doing it like so. You're going 5, 6, and then 5, 3. And again, another little trick, since this is all that, Jeff Waters will sometimes, I think in the Japan video in like 92 or 94, I don't remember when, he's using an SG guitar, you know, and it's all purple lights or whatever. For this song, and he still does it live sometimes, he'll like pick up his guitar with his other hand. He'll like reach down and grab the guitar and bring it up and do like kind of like spaceship maneuver where you like make the guitar move while doing something like that, because the other bandmates are filling in the space, so him doing this, and he goes back into the chug or whatever, just as like a cool little thing he does. But it's really difficult to get the pressure required. I think if you use like a compressor or something, like a compression pedal, get everything around the same volume to boost the volume of that, it could be okay. But really, if you want it to sound really good and not just be flashy, you pick it. So and there's just a bunch of chugs in between and you're doing it again. And then after doing that enough times, you go into that riff that I showed you just a moment ago. And they just do that a bunch until they get to the halfway point, where then they have that or whatever, and then they do this riff. That one. And that's not too hard. You're working with these notes here, and you're sliding into each one after a couple of low mute. You're in dun, dugga, down, down, up, and then down, up, down, up. And then every subsequent is a down, up, without the dun, dugga. So. And those slides you're doing with those dugga down, that's going from 5 to 7, 3 to 5, 2 to 3. And then this bit. I'm pretty sure he's just going up minor. If not, he's doing Phrygian. Could be either or. But you just have to think about it as a down, up, down, and then an up, and then a bunch of hammer. Or if you can pick it all, pick it all. Right? And you could do this multiple different ways, I guess. Like if you don't like picking the open A, you could replace it here and then go across. Right? And then he does it again. And then the same thing on the next pair of strings, either a Phrygian or a regular minor. I can't really tell the difference. And probably if you're playing this live, no one out there is going to tell the difference. So just talk with your bandmates, pick which one of you has the best ear, and tell them to tell you which one it is. I really encourage people, by giving these loose lessons, I think it's important that you realize no one's going to give you everything. There's not always going to be tabs for your favorite song, and the videos aren't going to be the best. So if you really need to be forced to use your ear to decide which of these two things this is for this riff, you're going to become a better player than if I just tell you. So take that how you will, you know, call it like tough love, tough teaching, whatever. But I think it's important for people to grow out of the need for tabs and learn to piece things together on their own with their ears. So for some easy riffs, I sometimes just don't show them because they should be easy for you if you know the notes on the instrument and you really want to actually like play metal. You got to just know what these pitches sort of sound like. Anyhow, they do that a bunch. And then for these solo sections, luckily for you, they're not too difficult, but they are strange. And it's where you don't need a Kaler or a Floyd Rose for any of these crazy bits where they have the strings moving around, where Jeff Waters does that. Because live, if you look, he's using his just regular old, like, I forget what brand it is, but he has like his own Annihilator V, or even on the SG for that matter. And he's picking these notes, and then he's like vibrating the hell out of like his two-piece bridge, like back behind it, to give it like a bunch of movement or whatever, or up here behind the nut for any of these notes. But I don't know exactly like how he's doing it precisely. I don't know if he's pressing on it or if he's picking it up and like wiggling it. It's hard to tell with the videos, and these strings are old, so I don't really want to try to demonstrate that to you. But I do want you to know that if you have a whammy bar, you can do the same stuff he's doing, but he does it without it because he's just that good. So figure that out, I guess. And then after those sections, they go back into the main riff. Right? And then do it for like half a second, and then they go back into... I messed up there, but that's it. Right? And they do that a bunch, and at the end, I think, they just do a bunch of... One to open. Should be pretty easy to recognize. And I think if you want to replicate it, you should do like the very ending chord, and then they just hit this a bunch. If you want to be really accurate, I think he like does something like that, where he like actually touches behind the nut for that leg. And for any of these like whammy bits for that solo section, that's probably what he's doing, is pressing back here. But you know, I don't want to break these strings, so tough break. But yeah, I hope I gave you enough of the information for these riffs. I hope you enjoyed the video, and there's not really too much else to say. You know, listen to metal, play metal, be metal. Like the video, comment, tell me what songs you like, what you want to see, blah 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 blah, whatever. And look forward to me doing some reduxes, some redos on some songs where I gave you the rhythm but not the solos, like those Exodus tunes or those Gamma Bomb ones. Because again, that guitar that I got that has a really good Floyd is getting strings put on it now, because I hate doing that. I think that sucks. So yeah, I think in about like a week's time, so I'll probably be doing a bunch of videos with this guitar, so stuff that doesn't require whammy bar stuff, or maybe even I'll tune this back down and do some the first Megadeth stuff, like the first album or two. Someone wanted the Good Morning Black Friday stuff. I think I know that decently okay. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Leave me your recommendations for what's up. Peace.